Peace and blessings, y'all. How you doing? This is your boy Gerald. It is Tuesday, December 15th, 2015. How is each and every one of y'all doing? How was your weekend? I hope it was blessed, sidestepping the negative, grounding your feet, but more importantly, speaking your truth. So, this weather, I know I'm not the only one. I know that with the jet stream, areas that should have been snow piled up to your hip bone, there's no snow. Some areas there are you're seeing insects that should only come out in the spring summer months, and they are there. I myself here in Virginia Beach, other night at work, I saw mosquitoes. We in December, y'all, and we got creatures that should be dormant. So what's really going on, y'all? What's really going on? See, I understand that the devil's a liar, and he's trying to make it so that what is accepted and condonable is embraced, because what's at stake is your legacy. It's you. It always was you. So now, more importantly, you're starting to see that engine, that machine we know as retail, and they are trying so hard to take the significance out of what December 25th represents. Now, I understand there are those that are going to say, well, Gerald, hey, you can't base it on that day because the fact that for what the timeline and what astronomy base it should have been in September. Okay, but what is the significance? What does it represent? That was the greatest gift to mankind. But see, more and more, we're being desensitized. We are self-inflicting pain. We're carrying on burdens that don't have our names on it for us to figure it out. More and more people are abandoning their emotional compass inside what makes them them and joining the masses of the flock, the group. For what? False validation. You want to be just like them, but they'll never love you back. Why? Because the fact of the matter is this: birds of a feather flock together for a reason. They have a commonality, and the commonality is they're broken. They've gotten to a point of within themselves that they've given up, but they don't have the courage to admit to themselves that they're wounded. So they mask it with material gain. See, those are the things that are your distractors. Because as long as it looks good on the outside, you'll get that proverbial pass. You're getting that pass because people don't see your worth. I know I'm talking to somebody. You're walking around from outside in the world looking like a porcelain doll, fragile to the touch, but you're broken inside. I know I'm talking to somebody. You're going to bed every night not having a restful sleep or slumber. You're thinking about what you did the week before, what they did to you. Where's your accountability in that? Don't you realize that no one can do anything to you unless you allow it? So even in pain, it takes two. Now, I know somebody may be saying, well, Gerald, my pain goes deep. It goes back when I was a child. I was in an environment that I should have been protected. I should have been loved. I should have been nurtured and uplifted. But it seems like more and more, all I saw was pain. All I saw was neglect, and all I saw was abuse. So you can't expect me to sit here and be all chipper about things, because I'm barely holding on and I'm surviving day by day with the tools that was given. Because see, that was my environment. But deep down inside, I know there's something. There's something deep inside me that tells me there's another way. And you're right. It's God. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and play who's your favorite deity. Nah. I'm not going to sit up here and say what you should do. But what I will convey, what does your heart tell you? Because I understand that some of y'all on the outside, you got it going on. But inside, you're shaking like a leaf, fragile like rice paper. And deep down inside, you just want to be heard. You want to be understood. You want to feel safe. That's the real reason why waiting to exhale was made. Don't get caught up in the illusion of what you saw portrayed. There was, with every message that you will hear, you will find some spiritual truth in it. You just got to know where to look. And the only way you're going to be able to look is you allow yourself to be still, to be vulnerable, and receive it. Because I'm going to tell you what, you can't, I'm picking my words because I don't want to run you off. All I want to do is show you love, because you done been through enough already. You done been through enough for 3 lifetimes and you ain't even 30. I know I'm talking to somebody. Some of you got daddy issues. Yeah, you do. You put yourself out there thinking that it'll be different the next time, but you constantly see the same outcome. The faces change, the pain increases, and the void inside your heart widens. You know why that's happening? Number one, you're under spiritual attack. You've been under attack for a long time. I'm gonna tell you why you're under attack. Now, we have free will. The 2 greatest gifts God ever gave you: unconditional love and free will, the power of choice. So you have to put yourself in that situation for it to be your reality. That's what you're seeing. So if you're in an environment where you're always falling short, there's always something coming up where there's like the rug's being pulled on. There's always someone that all they do is set yourself up for failure. Know this. The common denominator is you. I say this out of love. You know inside yourself, that little boy, that little girl that you see in the morning, when you wipe the crust out of your eyes, when you brush those pearly whites, they look back at you and they say, why won't you love me? Why you keep putting me in harm's way? And you keep trying to stuff your emotions down. You say, well, you know what, if I go ahead and get this drink on, I get my mind to a certain state where I'm numb. Yeah, I'm Queens. Y'all like that. Y'all love doing the emotional checkout card. You do. You know why you do it? Because you don't have the courage to see it for what it is. And here's the thing about it. That's not what you're supposed to go through. But that's a willing choice to put yourself there. See, I tell everybody that, first of all, welcome to my page. My name is Gerald Davis. I'm a life coach, spiritual advisor. I don't like titles. I don't. But one thing for sure is I love God. And I have my relationship with him, just like you're going to have your relationship with him. I'll validate it. Remember that last problem you went through and you didn't think that there was an outcome that was going to work and the walls were coming in on you? Then all of a sudden, you came through it. You know why? Because God was already there. He showed mercy on your life. Some of y'all have actually seen death all around you, and it's constantly reminding you death is at your door. I know I'm talking to somebody. You know somebody to know somebody. You may have seen somebody. They're here today, gone tomorrow. You know why you're seeing this? It's not there to punish you. You're seeing this as a means to protect you. And I'll explain. See, deep down inside, your spirit already has a compass on where your life is supposed to go. That's your discernment. But if you don't know who you are, you'll never be able to tap into it. Why you think you're dreaming the way you are? I know I'm talking to somebody. You driving in your ride and you hear certain songs play and you say, why are they playing this song at this time of day? Because there's the message in that song for you. See, you got to understand something. God is a custom tailor God. He is. And he will use whatever he needs to get your attention or sit you down. Because let me explain something to you, y'all. What makes you think that God don't get tired of our foolishness? Notice I said our. Because at one time I too was walking on a path of destruction. And you know what? You're looking at a man that didn't love himself, but wanted to be loved. And I'm not saying from a place of conceit. I'm saying this from a place of compassion because I know I'm not the only person on this planet that wants to feel emotionally safe. If you're not waking up every day, glad that you're alive, not having to worry about what you said yesterday, not worrying about who you said it to, or remembering what you told the other person, that's not living. That's not living. You're just going down the stream of life. But ultimately, you're robbing yourself of your destiny. I know I'm talking to somebody. You're so preoccupied with your boys are doing. They're your boys, right? They're your boys. Okay. Are they your friends? There's a difference. You worry about what your girlfriend's doing. But is she your friend? I say this a lot in a lot of my videos, and if you've never been to my channel, first of all, welcome. It is not by chance that you found this channel. Let me make this clear. You're probably going through something right now. Something probably shook you, and you're trying to find clarity, but you're playing. That's right, you're playing. You think you're smart. You think you can outwit them, but guess what you can't do? You can't outwit that devil. You know why? Because he's the one that set up the whole playing field. He's the reason why you going through the pain you're feeling right now. He's the reason why that guy came into your life. The one that you said, oh, that's my dream guy. Oh, he's your dream guy? but he don't know God. But he know your bra, don't he? He know your waistline, don't he? And he knows how to bruise you up. I know I'm talking to somebody. You walk around wearing a mask, playing cover up. You know every shade of the darn makeup to cover up them bruises, knowing that if your family found out, he gonna have something to pay for. But here's the thing. Most abusers have been abused. That's right. And what you're seeing is the manifestation of a cycle. That cycle becomes a pattern. That pattern becomes a behavior. And out, Lord and behold, is the birth of a narcissist person. Oh, we know what narcissists are. If you don't, I highly recommend that you go up top. Because once you look at the traits, you'll actually see something a little bit more deeper. You'll see what we know is the Jezebel, Ahab spirit. These are one of the main tools that the devil uses to destroy mankind. I ain't got to tell you. Look at the family structure today. You're not going to find honor in a lot of these homes because there's no love there. A lot of these families are not forged under the spirit. They were forged under lust. They're like, well, you know what? I got my flaws. You got your flaws. So we just put it up and we just work it out. Let me tell you something. Misery loves company, y'all. It always has and always will. So it is your responsibility to not put yourself in harm's way. But as long as you make a conscious choice to go off of what you see in the media, what you hear, because all that is propaganda, y'all. Why you think we have TV shows? Why you think that there's a constant theme? Why you think you have reality shows out here that are not reality based? I'll make a point. You look at you pick any reality show out there, you're gonna see this. You're gonna see promiscuity, alcohol abuse, and you're gonna see broken people. If that is not a trifecta for disappointment. But they're not gonna tell you that because they're too busy chasing that money. There's no different than having that organ grinder sitting on the road with that little monkey chained to it. And every time he grinds that organ, that monkey gets to dancing. Ain't no different. It's no different. Because every year there's somebody else that is more cunning, more lawless, and more eager to chase that illusion. Because that's all it is. But that's not your walk. It never was. So you're gonna have to make a conscious decision. You're gonna pick your suit out. You're gonna pick that dress out with them nice shoes, huh? Pick your makeup up. Get your jewelry. Get that ready. Because if you keep staying on the path that you're on, at least you'll know what you'll be wearing to your funeral. That's right. I know I'm talking to somebody. You deliberately walking with death right now. You know darn well you ain't supposed to be with those people. But for some reason, like the Pied Piper, you do what they tell you to do, not what you need to do. And they think that they got you figured out. But let me tell you what, that's the devil in the mix of that. How about this? When's the last time you told yourself you loved yourself? Huh? Let's keep it real. If you feel funny even just saying that word, that tell you ain't hearing it enough. Because that's something that you should embrace in yourself because it's already there. But maybe I understand. Some of y'all might not have been reared in a loving family. Maybe your mother didn't love you. She didn't love you, so her actions showed the opposite. She was a great provider, but she was not there to give you the quality time that you needed. Maybe your father wasn't there. But let me throw this disclaimer out there. 9 times out of 10, when you see that play out, parents are not affectionate, it's because someone was not affectionate to them. Or possibly you was conceived not from love. And you're feeling the brunt of that. I know I'm talking to somebody. You got your siblings and stuff, and they get it seems like they always got a extra pass on stuff, and you the scapegoat. You come to understand it had nothing to do with you directly, but what you look like. You might look like your daddy. You might look like your mom, and the roles were reversed. And because of the fact they didn't have the courage to heal those wounds, to forgive themselves first, you do understand you have to forgive yourself. You don't have to do it for them. You don't have to. It's for your peace of mind. Because guess what? Because the devil's work is never done, y'all. Don't get it twisted. We are living in Sodom and Gomorrah right now. So you actually think that you're supposed to spend another day confused, another day disrespected, another day not having clarity of who you are? That's not your walk. You are beautiful in your own right. Let me tell you something, queens. If you ain't figured it out, because you figure out everything else, the most beautiful person you're gonna ever be is the person that before you became that person, that other person. What I'm talking about. Do you not see the theme? All the women look the same. They look like they're made from Mattel, when they should have been said made from material. But see, I'm speaking truth, and you don't like it. Well, guess what? There are men, spiritual men, that love you even though you don't love yourself. Because guess what? Your companion, your better half, your mate will be spiritual. There's a difference between being religious and being spiritual. Let me clarify that. See, being religious means you have a pattern. Spiritual is a connection. And everybody has their own connection with him. You can't run from your destiny, but you darn sure can delay it. That's why you won't find happiness in them stores. You won't find happiness jumping out of one car to get into another, to jump in one bed, to go in one house. You running and burning your essence out. And you're wondering why the one has not been revealed? Because you have yet to embrace you. You blocking your own blessing. You running from yourself. So you're wondering why people walk out of your life. Let me tell you something. Let me shed some light on something real quick. Because I love each and every one of you, and I know somebody needs to hear this. You know how they say in the parable, all things come full circle. You may have heard them say, what's done in the dark comes to the light. And you've also seen, God also says, vengeance is mine. There's a reason behind that. Because every lesson is like a road. You got to make a decision what path you're going to go in. I'll break it down even more. Picture yourself walking in a room, and this room has 3 doors on the other side, right? 2 doors are closed. 1 door is open. Now, as you know, humanly possible, you can't be in 2 places at one time. Metaphorically, those 2 doors could mean those are blocks. That open door could also, you would think, be that's the path you're supposed to go on. But you may come to realize, until you make a conscious decision, what is intended for your life will never be revealed to you. So maybe that open door that you see may be your delay. And here's why I say it. See, because we have free will, nothing can happen to you unless you embrace it first. You have to let it in first. I'll do one better. I'm gonna shut up because I have things that I have to start my day. Just know this: the devil is real. If you think for 1 second he's some dude in red and got horns and got a little tail and got a pitchfork, that's what the media wants you to think. But let me let you know something. At one time, the devil was the #1 angel to God. But it was because of his pride and envy, his ego, his spitefulness, he was cast away. So if the devil was his #1 angel, don't you think he would have just as much, he had powers to his availability. So therefore what I'm saying is he can be whatever your temptation may be. My queens, you turn around, because I'm gonna tell you what, you gotta be careful. That's why you hear this. Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. That's the power of manifestation. So when you turn around not thinking, you say, well, you know what? I wish, you love that word wish, right? I wish that I had a man that, he could take care of me or I wish I had somebody to spend time with. Guess what? He's sitting over in the cut. Like, oh, really? That's what you want? Okay. And bam, there he is. He meets your expectation. He may even titillate you sexually, and your mind is blown. But what you will not find, there's no love there. There's no love there. And there'll never be love there because that was a want. It was not a need. Why do you think, queens, you are walking around angry all the time? You're angry majority of the time because you're pissed off on the choices that you made. You don't want to own it. You don't want to own that. You don't want to admit to yourself, I made a bad choice. So what do? You compartmentalize your emotions. You turn a blind eye to it. Wishful thinking is what we call it. And this goes for men too. But it's not going to change. It gets worse because you're not seeing what's important. You're not seeing it. So if you're ready to change your life, don't worry about what's outside your door. What's found inside you, get that right. And when you make that conscious decision to stop running your life, and what you see will change. The price on that is you're going to be divided. You're going to see things that were hidden in plain sight. And you're going to see truths, and it's going to hurt. But just know, God's got something better for you. That was your legacy. And it was fortified the moment you took your first breath. God is praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth. And for that, it helps me discern mine. Love can't be bought. It has to be felt when you start loving you first. Be blessed, y'all.